I'm sure you've all seen by now some of the draconian sentencing that's going on around the riots. It seems that the judiciary are trying to make a statement here. However, some of these people being sentenced weren't even involved in the riots, they were just posting things on Facebook and Twitter. Now, admittedly, some of the things that were posted were stupid and many of them did go over the line. However, on social media, you can see people poking holes in these sentences all over the place. Some of the people were first-time offenders who were carers with no prior convictions. Other people were just posting at a highly emotionally charged time, acting on misinformation they'd seen themselves, while other people, they had posts that didn't even go beyond their own friendship groups. This has led some people to assume this isn't just about punishment and riots. This is about an ideological subversion. It's a way that Keir Starmer and his government are controlling any form of dissent. After all, one man was jailed, amongst other things, for anti-establishment rhetoric. Now, you might be able to jail someone for rioting or hate speech or whatever, but anti-establishment rhetoric, the last I knew, was perfectly legal. Now, what we could be edging into here is what the little woke bunnies and the writers at The Guardian never tell you about leftism, is that leftism has always had a shadow side, and that's authoritarianism. So while our dear leader, Sir Keir Starmer, gets a pat on the back from the liberal media, there are major problems arising that he's going to have to deal with. Problem A is that he's let out some quite serious criminals early in order to jail rioters. On top of that, you can't keep jailing everybody. The second major problem is that some sort of protest that gets out of hand or even a riot will happen again. If it's the indigenous British, is he just going to jail them again and take out more prisoners to do that? On top of that, if it's a different community, he's got to jail them now. If he doesn't, the nickname Two-Tier Keir couldn't be more fitting, and he will be completely exposed as being ideologically possessed. And talking of a two-tier approach, Starmer has to do something about misinformation in general, not just pick on his ideological enemies. A case in point is this video I'm about to show you. It's got 3 million views already. However, I think it's a fake or a plant or something to try and instigate more trouble. And I hope you can appreciate I have to say this because of Starmer's Stasi. We're in a crazy time right now. But of course, don't riot on the back of this. Don't write anything stupid on social media. Just treat this as unconfirmed, which it is. We don't know who's posted this or why.
This is our country now. You hear me, Catherine? You can't stop us. There is nothing you can do about it.
Now, I'm just cutting the video there because the man is about to urinate on the British flag, and for those of us who love our country, we've already taken enough in this video. Now, there's a debate online whether it's real or not. I personally think the latter. I think it's a trap to try and wind up British people to go and riot all the more and post things on Facebook, and then Starmer's Stasi will arrest them and throw them in jail. But my core point here is, what is Keir Starmer going to do about this? Is this not incendiary behaviour? This is as bad as any tweet anybody's made. I think many of us can pretty safely assume at this point he won't do anything about videos like this. He'll just wait for some young idiot who gets tanked up on Stella to write something stupid on Facebook and arrest him instead. And this is exactly why Starmer's approval rating is crashing after his response to the riots. People fundamentally just don't trust him. Now, as I said on this channel before the Labour Party came into power, there is a silver lining to this dark cloud, and boy, is it a dark cloud. The silver lining is that this globalist liberalism, this Blairite ideology is now over, and Keir Starmer is far from equipped to deal with the complexities of modern life and modern Britain. After all he's done is come down hard on the rioters and people posting things on social media. He hasn't even dealt with the fundamental issues that led to all of that in the first place, the Southport stabbings and the general issues to do with multiculturalism and mass immigration. However, you might ask here, where's Nigel Farage in all this? He stayed very quiet, and it seems like a great opportunity for him to be the counter to Starmer. However, Farage's strategy seems to be to adopt the quote from Sun Tzu to never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake. However, personally, I think the problems that we have in the Western world are far bigger than Farage and Reform's agenda, which is just essentially sort of neo-libertarian Thatcherism. What's really going on, and what I intend to make more content on this channel about, is we're back at the restart of history. What I mean by this is in the early 90s, a man named Francis Fukuyama wrote a book called The End of History, basically promoting the idea that globalist liberalism was the end perfect political model that we'd all live by from here on out. That ideology has won out for about 30 years, but now it's dying out and history is restarting. I'll do more content on this soon, as I say, but in the meantime, do let me know your thoughts down below and do consider subscribing to the channel.